Oh, let me turn down that heat on that light.
There we
That's
go.
some bright lights. Welcome, everybody. Happy Meta Monday.
Yay!
Great to see you and appreciate you joining us live in the flesh.
Keith and I have been talking a lot about the space we create and what is, are we consciously creating the space that we want from the inside out?
Yes. So, a lot of us, if the pandemic has taught us anything, is that we can't necessarily control the events and circumstances outside of us, right? Can't necessarily
Mm,
wave that magic wand and get rid of COVID or have normal, like, oh my gosh, I miss just hugging people, and
mm.
we can't necessarily control for outer experiences.
Yeah, there's external forces pressing on us in, but we
We do
do
have a lot of
each an
power.
agency over what's going on in the inner space, our own inner world.
Right.
And Qigong helps us kind of remember that we can create a space for our breath. We can
Yeah,
create.
actually enjoy. That felt really good. I wanted to go along with you, and I'll invite everybody here. Let's take 3 big deep breaths together. How
Okay.
spacious can you be as you inhale and inflate your lungs? And then how completely can you empty that space too? So feeling both the expansion, and maybe let your body kind of mimic your lungs opening, filling. Your eyes could be opened or closed. And then exhale, releasing, letting go. One more like that. Transformation, healing, the sacred doesn't have to be complicated. It's just as simple as opening and closing.
Mm. And noticing that as we create more space for our breath and our bodies to match the space of our breath,
Mm.
our mind begins to follow along and our thoughts begin to slow down. So, Qigong is the beautiful marriage and matching and synchronicity of our breath and our movement and our thoughts.
And our touch. And so all
Mm.
kinds of ancient wisdom body practices like qigong and yoga, meditation, touch therapies, and a lot that we share with you with pressure points is in part an act and journey of course, embodying loving kindness,
Mhm.
but also in enhancing our capacity to heal, which requires that we let go, create space, and then consciously fill that space with what we want more of. So
Yeah, so let's do that.
let's experience
Yeah,
that.
let's create
You
some space from
are
the inside out.
our fellow space creators. Thanks for joining us as we intentionally create space. So let's see if I can get Nicole perfectly in the camera. That looks fantastic. Let's get your feet too. So you'll want to join us in a standing position where you're not going to hit the wall, you're not going to hit any strangers or loved ones. If you got strangers in your house, you might want to see if they're supposed to be there.
Check out your space. Let's just first begin to roll our shoulders down and back and begin to feel the alignment of our head resting over our heart resting over our belly. Let's start to organize our own structure and feel that space beginning to fill with our breath from the inside out, our head over our heart, over our belly. And then we can begin to look down and look up. Let's just gently begin to move through our neck. I know Keith and I have been on the computer today, and we've been doing a little computer necking and computer hunching a little bit.
Mouse shouldering.
So this might be a nice way to wake up that highway of chi along your spine by gently moving through that cervicals. And then one more time, we'll balance yourself out and then come to center.
This also creates not just space in your physicality, but also in your nervous system to help elicit the relaxation response.
Yeah, and then we can do ear to shoulder, just a nice gentle stretching.
And maybe you want to follow your breath. It's up to you. You can let your movement be organic, but if you'd like a little structure and form to create more spaciousness, you could inhale when you come to the center and exhale as you drop to the side. And find your perfect pace. Maybe see if your breathing can be elongated to help encourage a little more range of motion, a little more spaciousness. And by adding more range of motion, can that invite greater volumes of inspiration on the in-breath and expiration, elimination, release on the out-breath.
And then we'll pause in the center, nice pausing breath, deep breath here. And on your next exhale, we'll gently stretch the head, look over a shoulder, and then look over the opposite shoulder on your exhales.
Yeah, so again, following that rhythm of inhaling center, really feel that expanse, and exhale, look over a little cervical rotation. Find a smooth, easy pace. For many of us, we're taught and rewarded to go quick, to be fast. But wouldn't you know it, a lot of the goodies are actually in the slowing down. That's when we can really receive the feelings, the gardens of delight that our body gives us, that our mind's eye illuminates, when we can slow down enough to receive what is happening inside and out.
Balance yourself out and then return to center. Just noticing how that feels in your neck, how that's relaying a whole message of softness, relaxation. I know for me, down my spine and even into my shoulders.
Yeah, you might even feel more physical opening, more space in your mind,
more space,
even more space in your lungs. Good job, you space creators.
All right, let's create more space. Let's do a little turtlenecking, right?
Okay.
So we'll bring our chin to our chest and then reach our chin out in front of us. Let's kind of water wheel the neck. Tuck it in and reach it out and up and back.
So focusing primarily on what Chinese medicine refers to as the upper dantian, the center of wisdom at our mind's eye, as we begin to open up the channel of our cervical vertebrae. If you'd like to follow your breath, inhale as you look up and expand. Exhale as you look down and compress.
And if you'd like to, let's take this into the middle dantian, into the heart space, in the thoracic. Take it down into your ribs.
Inhaling up, exhaling down.
We're also stretching and beginning to opening into our renmai, big channel of chi, of energy, a meridian traveling up the front of the body.
Deep breaths. If you'd like to focus on letting go, inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth.
Let's bring this all the way down into your low back. You can get this in our lower dantian, into our belly. Maybe your hands rest on your thighs.
You could even use your hands as little counterweights to help guide and shift, and feel your whole spine elongating, like your head is stretching out of your shoulders, like your rib cage is expanding out and away from your hips, and that your tailbone and pelvis are grounding, anchoring through your legs and your roots.
And one more breath here. And back to center. Nice. So let's head forward.
Yeah.
Let's do kind of like a crane's beak. So we can bring it in first and then reach our head away from us and then back towards us. Is that right?
Yeah. So begin inhaling up, expand your chin forward, and then draw it back in. So we're isolating the water wheel here, first at the cervical vertebrae, at that upper dantian, the center of wisdom, the center of knowing, the center of insight, intuition, imagination. And then let's continue to connect with the center of feeling in the heart, the middle dantian, where the most powerful human potential of loving kindness can extend it, not just in the front of our heart, but the sides, the back. Feel yourself radiating all directions from your heart center.
Let's take it all the way down to your low back, hands on your thighs if that feels safe and comfortable for you.
So our lower dantian at our belly, this is our center of gravity. It's nicknamed the Sea of Chi, or the midway, the meeting place between earth energy and heavenly energy at our core, our center of presence, our center of beingness, by which until we become present, we don't have that open space. Things don't feel choiceful. But as soon as we open up physical or energetic space, then we have more choices in what we do with our thoughts, our feelings, our body, our breath, our contact.
Moving with your breath for one more round, inhaling and exhaling. And then pausing here. Ooh, notice how you feel. Ooh, a lot more warmth, a lot more mobility. Softening those muscles that surround and wrap around the spine. Let's get them a little more.
Okay.
Let's take a step a little bit
I like
wider.
it. I like it, Nicole.
Hands again on your thighs.
Yes.
And this time, let's create some lateral movement. So like you're a large
Like
seaweed, right? Like a little seaweed floating in the ocean, or
Yeah.
responding to the waves coming and going, your spine moving from side to side.
You can have your hands on your hips if you don't want to bend forward very much, but still feel the side to side motion in your spine. You could do this sitting, but if you're standing, your legs might be wider than your shoulders. You might have your hands on your thighs. And feel the aquatic fluidity of your body. Remembering our body is more than 60% water, and find that fundamental ease and flow always available to us in our, as one of our teachers says, our liquid meat sack.
Oh, yeah.
So feel your body wrapped around and fluidly squishing and opening, compressing, unwinding.
And you might feel your legs starting to create and hips creating like a figure 8 or spiraling as you move from side to side. Let's do one more inhale.
Deep breaths here. Don't worry about coordinating your breath with your movement here.
And then pausing center.
Yeah, I'm feeling some really nice heat and opening. And I'm reminded by what one of our teachers, Daisy Lee, shares with the Phoenix flow.
Oh.
So all of us at some point have had challenges. And what the myth of the Phoenix reminds us is that even when we hit the rock bottom, even in that dark night of the soul, we have the capacity to rise from the ashes. So,
okay, do you remember
our
it?
feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, slight bend in your knees. Yeah, you're opening what's called the quad and your inguinal ligaments. And we're going to start with our hands right in front of that lower dantian. Remember, this is our sea of chi. This is the center of presence. So until we slow down enough to become aware, that's when we become present. And that is the open space by which we can create. So let's begin to unfurl our wings in super slow motion. See how expanded you can take your in-breath as you unfurl your wings about shoulder height. And see how liquidy and elongated you can expand your out-breath. And feel the tips of your wings connecting in the front, in front of you, and then extending out to your sides. Feel the liquidiness in your limbs. Even in the hard structures, can you feel a little softness? And somewhere around your third repetition, we'll do this about 3 repetitions. We're going to change it up on the 4th repetition. So whenever you're ready, this time we're going to lift that phoenix wings and then open your palms, push the heels of the palms out as you release, and then gently float down and bring it back to your core. Let's crisscross, perfect, and draw this energy, earth energy, right up into our chest, like you're giving yourself a little hug. And your fingers are grazing that middle dantian.
Yeah, and your lung 1.
Yeah, see if you can get your middle fingers to touch lung 1, just underneath your clavicles. And this is a center that's associated with letting go of grief, sadness, sorrow, depression. And it really helps stimulate our immune system, our lung energy, our ability to create space, open, clean, clear space in our breath. Visualize this light extending into all the organs of your body, your heart, your digestive organs, your clearing organs, filtration organs, liver, kidneys, all your muscles being inhabited. Feel that space of light, emanate light and love. Be a conduit, an open, clear space of light and love in your heart so you can receive your feelings, in your mind so you can be open to receiving different thoughts and ideas, even if they've run counter to your expectations. Feel that spacious openness in all your relationships with how you connect with people, with nature, and rest back into that perpetual support of the universe continually conspiring in your favor.
On the exhale, we'll let the arms kind of unfurl in front of our heart, and we'll open up towards the sky, towards the heaven, gather some heavenly chi.
Yes, bring it all in, and then we're going to gently draw down the heavens, washing away any debris, any closed areas, any defensive guarded areas, and begin to feel them resilient, strengthening, beaming, emanating light and love in this open space. Palm over palm at your belly, smile into your belly, smile into your heart, smile into your eyes, and maybe make your way back to the computer screen and we'll smile at each other. Isn't that fun? Because it's always more fun when you're practicing with friends. And I know we thoroughly, this is a really nourishing time for us on Metta Mondays.
Yes.
And this is actually our 43rd week of doing Metta Mondays.
I know,
We missed,
it's impressive. We've only missed one.
we took the
holidays off. I
yeah,
think,
we
right?
took one off between the Christmas holiday and New Year's, and we're going to be taking off next Monday as well for our live classes. We'll share something for those of us who want a replay, but we will be back.
We'll be back in May. Don't worry.
We've decided that we love this so much.
We weren't going to, but then we thought, oh my gosh, this is just as much for us as it is for you. So
we're not done yet. We have more to share, more to play.
And we hope you still will be coming around and joining us and sharing in the good chi and the good vibes that are here in this circle. So thank you so much for being here, choosing to make time out of your lives and your schedules to refresh yourself with this community.
Yeah. If you'd like, feel free to unmute and say goodbye to our friends.
Yay.
And
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. It's great. Good to see you.
love and appreciate you. Until we meet again.
Thanks, Julie.
All right.
Pamela, Barbara,
Take care.
Angela, Kitty, Joan, Des.